Go.
Hi, I'm the group accounts manager for the Big City Kangaroos. My name is Paul Glenn. The reason I'm calling is I'm looking for the person who would plan group outings at your Athletes in Action organization.
How do you mean?
Well, who organizes group outings for your Athletes in Action program? It could be a group activity or maybe a fundraiser. Who would handle those activities?
That would be Mr. Goodrich.
Hello, I was connected to you as the person who coordinates group outings for Athletes in Action. My name is Paul Glenn. I'm the group accounts manager for the Kangaroos. I wanted to spend just a few minutes to learn about the type of outings you do. Have you ever been to a Kangaroos game?
Yes, I have indeed gone to several Kangaroo games in the past. I usually go to 1 or 2 a year with my wife.
I'd like to ask you a few questions to better understand what your experience was like at the Kangaroos game. Can you give me an idea of what type of events you have done in the past and what criteria is most important to you?
Yes, I can. We usually do one group event a year during the summertime that involves our college student athletes, meeting with other student athletes across the nation while participating in different games and activities. The criteria that is most important to us is that every student athlete that is a part of Athletes in Action can participate in this without having to pay a high price in order to go to the event.
Tell me a little bit about the experience. What did you like? What did you dislike about those experiences? What would you do to make the experience better?
I would say overall it was a pretty good experience. We do this event once a year, and every year the student athletes say that they had a great time and they usually come back again the next year. What I liked out of the experience was that the student athletes really got to interact with other athletes from across the country to talk about God. Something that the student athletes did not like was how expensive the trip was for only being a 2-day trip. In order to make the experience better for these student athletes, the price range for each kid would definitely have to come down.
How many people attended? Did you include like the spouses and family members of the student athletes, and would you consider what you had a good turnout?
We average roughly 20 student athletes from the University of Iowa to go each year. I would consider this an alright turnout. We have around 50 student athletes and would like to average taking around 30 to 35 to an event each year.
All right, what are your goals you would like to accomplish with these outings?
For our outings, my main goal is to make sure, first of all, that our student athletes get to have fun with each other as a group. Also, my goal is to have some activities where they can talk about God, because after all, that is the whole purpose of our organization.
What time of year does your group prefer to do your outings? Do you prefer weekdays or weekends? Or do you want to focus on a big-time opponent, or is the cost more of a deciding factor? Our season runs from October to April. If you were going to do an outing with the Kangaroos, what was the time frame that would best fit with your group?
The time of the year that would work best for the group is the end of the summer, or early fall, or late spring. A big-time opponent is not necessary for our organization. It would mostly be the cost that is the deciding factor. The best month in which we would be able to work for our group would probably be April.
When you do an outing, who usually pays for this stuff? Do the members pay, or does the organization pay, or is a tab split separately?
The kids will pay for the event individually.
Is there a price range you would like to stay within to fit members' budgets? Do you typically include the cost of food with your outing?
Usually for the camp we do. It is overnight for one night and the kids pay $200. That includes a hotel room, food, and the event itself. A price that would fit better for our kids would be around $150. It would save the student athletes probably around $40 or $50.
When you do an outing, how do you promote it to the kids? Do you use email, flyers, or newsletters? How would we get the word out and information in the hands of every single member of the organization you're in?
We promote the summer event we go to during our meetings every Monday night at 7 p.m. in Hillcrest Hall. We also send out a weekly email about the event as well. The best way for you guys to get the word out would be to make flyers and bring them into our weekly meeting, and to also send out an email to all the individuals in our Athletes in Action group.
How are your decisions made for your outings? Do you decide, or is there a committee? Do you have to present to anyone, and how long does this decision-making process take?
Meetings are decided among the athletes themselves with what they want to do. We are very flexible with the events. The student athletes pick and choose.
Okay, Mr. Goodrich, based on what you've told me, I have a terrific idea for you and your organization. Here's what we could do. You say that your Athletes in Action group has more time in early spring or late fall. Well, that works perfect. On a Saturday game in early September, we play against the St. Louis Cardinals. They always have one of the top teams in the National League, and the games are always very exciting when they come to town. The student athletes from your organization, Athletes in Action program, can have a tour of our facility and meet some of the players. We can arrange some good seats for the kids for $17 a ticket. If you'd like, we can include a hot dog and soda coupon they can redeem at the concession stand for an additional $5. This way, the kids see a terrific opponent on a Saturday night, and if you'd like, they can also get food and drink included. All for a terrific price. The kids will have a great time hanging out together. With 50 kids in your Athletes in Action group, we can reserve seats for each of them with just a $100 deposit. Does this sound like an outing your group would enjoy?
Yes, I think this would be something that kids would love to do.
Terrific. I'm glad you think this will be fun. All we need to do is place your order and hold the seats and put down a $100 deposit. I usually recommend being a bit conservative on the number of tickets so we don't hold too many. The final payment is due before the event. What credit card would you like to use for the deposit?
Well, right now, I think the drive might be too far where our students might think it is too far away.
I can understand that. Keep in mind, we are not talking about coming on a weekday when people have to work the next day or traffic is rugged. We can focus on a Saturday evening game and include food in the package so they don't have to worry about stopping for dinner on the way.
I guess you make a good point. I can send you our credit card information via email once I inform our group members about this.
Terrific. I'm glad you and your group, Athletes in Action, think this will be fun. I will send you a follow-up email as soon as possible summarizing all the details we just talked about. Thank you.
Nice talking to you.